On this week's episode, we're in Steubenville, Ohio, the hometown of singer, actor, comedian, and Rat Pack member Dean Martin. We'll share with you some of his story and take you to lunch with us at one of Dino's favorite Italian restaurants in Steubenville, which has been around for nearly 100 years, Naples Spaghetti House. So come along with us today as we learn about the King of Cool and enjoy a great plate of food on this episode of History and Relics. Steubenville, Ohio, founded in 1795, some 8 years before Ohio became a state, and is located along the Ohio River adjacent to the West Virginia border and 33 miles west of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The city's name derives from Fort Steuben, a 1786 fort that sat within the city limits and was named after Prussian military officer Baron Frederick Wilhelm von Steuben. Fast forward 122 years to June 7th, 1917, and that's the date the King of Cool, Dino Paul Crocetti, aka Dean Martin, was born. Dean attended Grant Elementary School in Steubenville until dropping out in the 10th grade, believing he was smarter than his teachers. He would later bootleg liquor, work in a steel mill, was a blackjack dealer in a speakeasy, and was a welterweight boxer. He got his break in singing, working for the Ernie Mackay Orchestra, and by late 1940 began performing in New York, before being drafted into the military for World War II. He was discharged 14 months into his service due to a hernia. In October 1941, Martin married Elizabeth Betty Ann McDonald in Cleveland. The couple had an apartment in Cleveland Heights for a bit, and eventually had 4 children before their marriage ended in early 1949. Martin later remarried in 1949 to Jean Beeger, and again in 1973 to Catherine Hahn. The later marriages produced 4 more children, 3 with Jean and an adopted daughter with Catherine. In 1946, Martin broke into stardom when he teamed up with Jerry Lewis. Martin and Lewis became one of the biggest comedic acting teams ever, lasting over 10 years and making 16 movies together. After Martin and Lewis broke up, Martin continued on solo. Throughout his career, Martin performed on concert stages, in nightclubs, and appeared in 85 film and television productions. One of his best remembered films is Ocean's 11 from 1960, in which he played Sam Harmon alongside his cronies and other members of the legendary Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Joey Bishop, and Peter Lawford. Now, speaking of the name Rat Pack, it was originally coined to refer to a group of friends in New York. Humphrey Bogart was the original Rat Pack leader until his death in 1957. Frank Sinatra then took over the role, creating one of the most popular performing groups in history. Martin recorded more than 100 albums and 600 songs. However, while he had many hit singles during his lifetime, only 2 went to number 1. Memories Are Made of This in 1956 and Everybody Loves Somebody, which knocked out the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night out of the number 1 spot in 1964. Dean Martin died on Christmas Day, 1995, at the age of 78. He is buried at the Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. You can visit his mural, though, in Steubenville, Ohio, which is just outside of town at the local Kroger grocery store. And now we want to take you to Naples Spaghetti House in Steubenville, located at 329 North Street. It was a favorite of Dean's and was started by Antonio and Christine Della Torre in 1923 and has remained in their family ever since. The restaurant will be celebrating its 100th anniversary next year. Once inside, it's a blast from the past. A quaint and friendly place that continues to be frequented by local and national celebrities alike. Our waitress Carol showed us around and pointed out some of the restaurant's memorabilia, such as a menu from the early 50s, some early photos of the family at the restaurant, a photo of Dean and Jerry Lewis in the Steubenville parade, and a photo of Dean chowing down on some of that great homemade Naples spaghetti. Today's menu serves up some fantastic options. We went with a spaghetti dish with a large meatball and sausage link, and we got the chicken pasta supreme. And just look at the size of that meatball. Everything was great, and we had a very nice time. We want to give a big shout out to our waitress Carol for showing us around and serving up our great spaghetti dishes. We'd also like to thank Samantha for telling us some of her family's restaurant history. And if you're ever in the area, you have to put Naples Spaghetti House on your must-do list. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed our program. If you like our content, we ask that you give us a thumbs up, a like, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you always know when our new content is published. And all of this costs nothing, but means a lot to us and keeps us growing. You may also leave us a tip if you choose. The address is provided here on your screen, and a link is provided in the description area below. So until next time, everyone, this one is history. Hey, and be sure to check out our eBay store under ID, History and Relics. We're now featuring channel merchandise, starting with our new logo magnet. They're only $5.50, and net proceeds go towards supporting our channel.